Good morning, everybody. Meteorologist Seth Bohnhoff here with the Check Your Forecast for this weekend, which features several storm chances. So let's waste no time and get to talking about them. We're going to see a couple of different rounds today. One that's not going to be quite so worrisome. That'll be here this morning as a few showers and storms drift into the picture. That being said, that could really lay the blueprint for where the afternoon or main event round starts to move into place. So really kind of watching things over the next several hours to kind of see how the forecast could evolve. Showers and storms likely, though, and probably some severe storms in the area as well. That will likely take place after the 11 o'clock or noon hour here. So we'll be watching out for that later into the day. Current Storm Prediction Center outlook as of 7:52 this morning shows a slight risk across the entire area with, the potential pretty much laying anywhere here in the zone. It doesn't necessarily mean everyone's going to get in on the same level of severe weather action, but there's just not enough confidence in exactly laying out where in particular is going to see the highest impact. So that's why things continue to remain so broad right now. There's a number of different ways that this setup can go. Here is our current understanding and our current thinking here. I think this model is just a little aggressive, so once we get into the afternoon there, I'll start to explain a little better. But this one shows a pretty good depiction of the morning round. It does have some showers and storms here or there, most likely to stay sub-severe. Nothing too crazy, maybe some heavy downpours, lots of lightning as well. But where exactly or when exactly this first round leaves could dictate what happens in that second round, because as we get deeper into the day, notice how things are kind of favored up there to the north for the most part as that main complex starts to dive on in, regain some strength as there is some untapped instability out ahead of it. Now, I tend to think that maybe this model is just a little over the top. It does spread things all the way out to the western half of the area. I'm starting to think this is mainly going to be a problem for just one half of the area. I'm thinking it's going to be the northern half of the area, at least as things sit right now, but we'll have to see how that morning round ends up. So we'll be watching out for that. Anyone, though, is at risk for 60 to 70 mile an hour wind gusts. And if this exact scenario plays out like what I'm showing right here, then there would be strong winds up and down that entire line. So really need to see how this morning round ends up playing itself through. And then as we get later on into tonight, we could see some more action. But let's talk about what we're going to witness here today into the afternoon. Strong winds going to be the main thing to watch, 60 to 70 mile an hour gusts. There is a low end chance for a tornado, just about a 3 out of 10 risk. Not really seeing too much into that. There could be just a weak tornado here or there. Not really going to be the big thing of the day here, though. All right, let's talk about tonight now, because there could be a few more redeveloping showers and storms. That could carry over into the day tomorrow as well. So keeping those storm chances right there in our back pocket. There's going to be plenty of them here over the next several hours. Here's a look at what could happen here later tonight. Maybe another complex of storms diving on through. That would mainly be a wind threat once again with plenty of rain. Take a little bit of a break during the day. See another complex dive through yet again there Sunday night into Monday. So plenty to watch out for. Just a marginal risk on the board right now for Sunday. Things will probably become a lot more detailed, a lot more certain as we get through today's event, as one event really impacts the results of the next one. So plenty to watch with that. Another thing to watch into next week, as this kind of pattern breaks down a little bit, we start to get away from the strength of that jet stream. We're going to be right there in the core of the heat and humidity. That means heat index values well into the 100s, maybe even making a run for the 110s or 115 range. So plenty of heat and humidity on the way as well. Very busy 7-day forecast. First and foremost, we'll watch for those severe weather chances later this afternoon, then perhaps again tonight into tomorrow, before that heat is the big story for the rest of the forecast. You can stay on top of the forecast at all times on the WCIT Weather app. This has been your Weather Now update. Stay safe and enjoy your Saturday.